As we've been saying this morning, the 90th Academy Awards are set for this Sunday, live from Hollywood and right here live on Channel 13. Now, you often hear about the acting and the directing. The technology, sometimes it falls by the wayside. Well, here with a glimpse on how Dolby has elevated the theater and at-home experience over the years, and the role they've played in the production of 16 of this year's nominees, and the show itself, frankly, is screenwriter and Forbes contributing writer Mark Hughes. It's great having you, my friend.
Hello, thank you for having me on today.
So let's talk about Dolby. When we think about Dolby, we think about like that surround sound setting. When we get the 5 speakers and the subwoofer at the house, it says Dolby, and you're like, I'll just put it on Dolby. It's way more than that. Let's talk about Dolby's role in bringing magic to the movies in both sound and in sight as well.
Absolutely. One of the first things to know about this is that Dolby, with Dolby Vision and Dolby Atmos, Dolby is giving these tools to filmmakers so they can fully realize their creative vision with the greatest color, the best color contrast and clarity. And then with Atmos, of course, you've got this sound system that puts the audio in space around you. So it's not just coming out of a speaker in the corner like what we're used to. It really sounds like whatever it is you're experiencing is right there beside you or right behind you, an inch over your head in the theater. So they're really changing the game in how we experience cinema in theaters and at home. And with these Oscar nominees this year, 2 of them, the Best Picture nominees, used Dolby technology, and 16 total films of this year's Oscars used Dolby technology. Which is phenomenal. Actually, I just bought a television just recently that has Dolby Vision, has the HDR capabilities of Dolby in there as well. So very important stuff. I know the Oscars, they take place, you see behind you, from the Dolby Theatre, and the theater just got a whole new conversion. What was done in there? The Dolby Theatre in Hollywood is a really remarkable place. If you're ever out in LA, I recommend to everyone watching this, if you come to LA, you've got to stop by the Dolby Theatre because it's a classic part of Hollywood history. It's a beautiful place. And inside, when they have the Oscars every year, this is a theater that is typically a cinema venue. So they have to convert it to live for the live performances. Yeah. So what you see on TV, this is normally a theater, and then they have to convert it back. And they can do it in about 14 hours, which is just a monumental task, and I don't know how they get it done. But there in the theater, there are 200 speakers. You spoke about Dolby Atmos and how, you know, the sound. There are 200 speakers in the Dolby Theatre. So when you're there in person watching it, every time these big musical numbers happen, it sounds like you're sitting in the middle of an orchestra that's performing. It really is just unlike anything else. No question, and it seems as though these TVs are getting bigger and bigger at home as well. You got people that are going to the theaters, and you have a lot of people that are watching from home as well. Can we see anything special from the broadcast? And frankly, what has Dolby been doing to really make the at-home experience almost as good as the theater experience? Well, for the Oscar ceremony, they're working closely with the Academy Award producers and with the sound engineers and on the broadcast. So when viewers at home, if you can't be there in person to watch it, watching it at home in Dolby 5.1 is going to be really, really great, and it's going to sound tremendous. And then if you have a Dolby home entertainment system, Dolby is taking what they've done in the Dolby cinemas with Dolby Vision and with Dolby Atmos, and they've brought it into your living room. So when you get a television that has Dolby Vision, it's got that same amazing 1 to 1 million contrast ratio, which compares to a 1 to 8,000 for most theaters. So that's how dramatically different it is. And then you get like a Dolby sound bar, and you've got sound where the dragon is right over your head and the creepy kid ghost is like right over your shoulder. So it really is a cinematic experience in your own home. You can always tell when you're in a surround sound situation that's not really surround sound, and then when you get in one that is, you're like, okay, that's surround sound. Dolby does it so well. Absolutely. Great talking to you, and we're looking forward to Sunday night. Well, thank you very much for having me. All right, take your movie watching experience to the next level with Dolby, and don't forget, Channel 13 is your home for all things Oscars. The 90th edition of the Academy Awards is this Sunday. You want more details, you go to Oscars.com or Dolby.com for more on Dolby.